Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley. Very exciting guest host this whole week. You know her, and you loved her. I've seen the messages. Chanel Ali, how are you?
I'm doing so good. Thanks for having me, guys.
I like your cheerful attitude. That's a very favorable trait. I'm going to give you 5 stars.
Thank you.
Yeah, right away. Chanel, well, just to give you a quick reminder, Chanel was on before, and she was talking about the various foster homes that she was in.
Yeah.
And the foster care system tried to separate you from your sister.
My brother.
From your brother, right.
Yes.
And you said to one of the families,
Get him here.
get him here or I'm going to break everything in this house.
Yeah, you're not my dad.
And so you did. You broke everything in the house.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, we'll get him.
They said she's serious. She's not kidding.
And nowadays, you and your brother don't even talk.
I mean, we text.
Oh, okay. All
We
right.
text.
Okay, good.
Just trying to break apart my family. The one family I got.
Today's guest, by the way,
Yeah,
Chanel happens to know and enjoy. And that's enough for me.
absolutely.
Yeah. Chris Cotton, how are you?
Hey, what's up, man? Excuse my lazy speaking. I'm just a lazy speaker. It is what it is.
Did people give you hassle?
They say stuff. I don't really care. I don't care. I have a lazy tongue, and I'm from South Philly, and it's just how we talk.
Okay.
It's life.
Well, I read up about you. I thought this was funny. Speaking of family, in your neighborhood, within like a 5-block radius, you're the only person whose dad is around to fit in. Chris tells people his dad isn't around either.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. All right?
You don't want to look too pretentious.
You don't want to be a dick. Huh?
How bad was the neighborhood?
Oh well, it's gotten better over the years, but it was really bad. Like I grew up in. Okay, we moved from one part. It's Wharton Street is a major street in Philadelphia, and it's 23rd and Wharton, 15th and Wharton.
That's where Will Smith grew up.
Well, he was West Philly. No, that's West Philly. That's a whole nother area.
Okay.
But I'm South Philly. Now, 23rd and Wharton, when we used to live there when I was really young, it was they were going to war with the projects. Okay. So the local drug dealers were going to war with projects. So we were technically in the worst neighborhood of South Philly. And then we moved around for a little bit, then we settled again at 15th of Warren, 18th of Warren, which ended up being the next worst area in South Philly at that moment, which now they're both very nice areas.
Yeah, I was going to say, I lived maybe a block or two from that area when I left. So it's come up.
Oh, I remember, this is a true story. Okay, 1999, well, no, I think it was 1999 New Year's Eve, right? So we're going in. We always go to church. I was church raised, and my dad's a preacher and everything. So we go to church every New Year's. So on the way home, we walking. My mom, she had multiple sclerosis. She passed now, but she had multiple sclerosis, so she was in a wheelchair. So we're walking home from church. My mom's in a wheelchair, and some dude, it was an abandoned car right across the street from my house.
Right.
Some dude came out of nowhere with an AR-15. I don't know if you know what type of gun it is. I don't know where he got it from. We were in the middle of South Philly. Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah, and this is 1999, so they just weren't everywhere. Right. I'm talking with a banana clip on it, if you know what I mean by that. It's like the long clip. He comes out of nowhere and just starts shooting the side of the abandoned car. Right, this is all New Year's Eve. This is 1999, after 12. Right. He's shooting. My mom, we walking past, and he's done, and he finishes. And he turns and he looks at us. My mom says, "Happy New Year." She said, "Happy New Year to y'all too, man." That was the neighborhood I grew up in.
It's a city of brotherly love.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. I knew the dude who did it. He was so nice. He really was. He was a good guy.
The car was empty, though?
Oh, it was an abandoned. Yeah, it was empty.
All right.
Chris is like, I didn't check. I mean,
at that point, with a gun like that, you just kind of just say Happy New Year's and keep moving. Right? You hope for the best.
He has some New Year's plans.
At that point, you let him know, I have a disabled mother here. You know what I mean? You use what you can. You know?
Did you ever have a gun?
Me? No. Nah, we went shooting one time. Me and my wife.
Cars? Or?
No, legit.
Peep. He said peep.
And my wife's a better shot than me, to be honest with you. It kind of hurt me. But I thought I would just be naturally good, like due to my complexion and my face. I'm like, I should just know this. You know what I mean? She's a better shot to me. But no, I'm not a fan of guns.
Okay.
No.
Better shot how? Like hunting, or what would you do?
We was at the range, at the gun range. We only went once.
Is it weird they just give you guns? Do you find that weird? I was in Nashville, and and I'm not used to it being in New York, but they just gave me guns. I go, I'm debating about this gun and that. You know what? I'll use this gun first. And then I'll come back and they go, well, take both now.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't treat me the same way they treated you, I don't think. But which one you want, be very specific, and we got your print. So that's what they said to me.
Because they don't even know you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even know you to be like, yeah, you seem cool. You can handle this.
I mean, they didn't even get mad when I'm posing with the gun, like I'm on some cheesy action poster. Yeah,
you did pose?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll put those pics up again. Yeah, and then to take the picture, my wife had to put her gun down, and she puts it down on on a gumball machine. Why the fuck is there a gumball machine at the range?
Yeah.
For the children, they get antsy. They were literally licking the walls out of boredom, the children. I'm not joking, until it was their turn.
The kids were probably complaining at some point, like, we're tired of going to the gun range.
Right.
There's no gum there. And they put a machine in, and now it's a family-friendly environment.
I thought you said gum range. This is terrible.
Yeah, guns are terrifying.
If I look at Chris's Twitter account, which I did.
Yeah, you scared now. You scared.
No, I don't say anything that bad.
Well,
I haven't tweeted in a while.
He said, well.
At Cotton215.
Okay, 215.
Where's 215 representing?
That's Philadelphia's
That's
area
Philadelphia, yeah.
Okay. I see you have the little description. First of all, I see you're a member of the Philadelphia 49ers. I didn't know that was a team, but all right.
Oh yeah, somebody. I was co-hosting Artie's podcast for like a year and some change,
right.
And the fans you just send pics that they made up because they knew I was a Niners fan from Philadelphia.
Okay,
so they just made that up for me.
Are we pleased with the kneeling?
Yes, I am.
Is it a shame that the 49ers also happen to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year? It's
definitely a shame.
It'd be nice if a winning team was making this stand.
Oh, yeah. It would be beautiful,
it's
really.
what they deserve a little bit. As a franchise, what they kind of deserve at this moment. It's
because they got rid of their coach?
Chip Kelly stinks, man. And I was being optimistic before the season started, but he's terrible. And only thing that makes me happy is that he's taking his stand, and the team isn't good because they didn't want to start him off the beginning and all that stuff. But then Cam Newton went the opposite way and was kind of real deflective about it at first, and they stink too. So that makes me happy. I feel like everything balanced itself out.
Everybody got a little bit of that loser in them.
Do you think Black Lives Matter should reach out to these good teams and say, hey, maybe you can kneel too?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I like the kneeling, but if you ask me about Black Lives Matter, I don't even know who or what that is. Like, people defend it like, well, the phrase itself makes sense.
Right.
But it's a hashtag. Like, I'm sorry, I'm also was raised in the era where I remember, like, people, if you made a movement, you made a movement. Like, if you did something, people got together and they did something. Like, I can't really comprehend me saying, this hashtag is what I believe in. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I think it's evolved now that it's much more than a hashtag. 'Cause they have, like, chapters. They have certain cities where they have offices and they're doing things in the community. So it's more than that now. But I think it's become like a blanket topic when we talk about it now. So then everybody's like, well, are you for Black Lives Matter? And it comes under anything they've ever heard about Black Lives Matter ever. They're like, do you also believe in that? You know,
and that's where I kind of get like, I'm like, I'm not against them because I can't. I would say this to anybody. I'm not going to tell you how to not protest. Right. Protests are meant like, I would say if your protest is creating a time for an hour every day in the park where kids color together, whatever is how you want to do it, I'm not going to knock it because you never know what can work.
That would be a weird one, though, right?
I think
this is protesting with Chris Cotton.
A little creepy, right. But I'm not going to tell you what's wrong. If you want to protest
with ice cream and cookies.
Yeah.
Hold on now, where's this protest taking place at? But I don't know. But at the same token, I'm not going to sit here and argue. When people try to argue, so how do you feel about Black Lives Matter? I say the same thing. I don't even know what that question even
I
means.
love that so much because I never hear people admit to being ignorant to certain things. Yeah. Especially in this type of setting, I feel like it's perfectly reasonable to say that's something I'm not very educated on, so I can't even say if it's something that's worth talking about.
But when we have 6,000 .coms that can tell you.
I've read, and the thing is, again, I won't knock them because what I believe they could be doing, what I think they are doing, what I think some of the stuff they are, I think they do some good. I think people harp on the hashtag concept of it more than they do the actual movement of things. You know what I mean?
On your profile here, under your Twitter, I see you wrote hashtag dyslexic.
Very dyslexic.
Well, you can't. You wouldn't be able to read what it's about.
I take my time and read it. No, believe it or not, I've like since I really recognized I was dyslexic. Like I put myself through a whole bunch of drills. Like I have like a speed reading game on my phone. Like I make myself get past it because I do a lot of reading and writing. So, but I'm dyslexic. If I just try to, I can't coast on reading.
Was school tough? Being dyslexic and being you would talk about in your stand about being a fat kid.
School was actually cool. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest. I also with my dyslexia, I developed a thing where if you're talking, I can't take notes. If I try to take notes, I'm screwing myself. Like every time I ever try to take notes in class, because I focus too much on trying to put the words on the page than what you're saying. But I have a thing where if you're talking, I can take in the information and take really good mental notes. Okay. So I am actually pretty damn smart. I don't know how it happened. I just take in information that locks in.
SAT score?
It was okay. I'm not willing to drop it. It was city good. You don't know it. It was public school good.
You don't remember that.
I cracked 1,000 in public school. If you crack 1,000, you smart.
Right? Are you one of these guys that I'm smart, but not like test smart? Any way you can grade me. Smart.
No, I'm really good at practical tests. Like I'm really good at the critical. I was good at critical thinking and
logic, reasoning.
Yeah, all that reason stuff. But once you hit me with the X, Y, if 3 answers could possibly be the answer, I'm already screwed. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, well, because I'm sitting here thinking of all this critically. I'm like, well, hold on. Right. Technically, this is right too. Yeah. If you really, because I'm overreading the question. So that was where I was kind of killing myself.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29 years old.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? Like I have a comedy dad. I'm 28. Okay. I have a comedy dad, and he's 29.
He tells you, hey, sell your stuff, come to New York, blah blah blah. Is that offensive when somebody a year younger than you calls you their comedy dad?
How you feel, Dad?
I would be offended if I didn't have comics who are older than me. calling me comedy dad. Yeah. So I have
You're married.
I'm very married.
How long now?
Collectively, altogether, we've been together for 11. Been married, pushing 6.
Okay.
Pushing 6.
Are we pleased?
I like it, man. Honestly, since I got into my little fender bender, my car accident, I've been home more. And it's hard, but I love it. I love being married. I've loved being married since day one. But right now, it's like we're at that stage where she's getting used to my personality again.
Because you're around more often.
Yeah, and she forgot. Sometimes she forgets how moody I am. Like, I'm like super like, hey, one day I'm like, hey, and then 20 minutes later, I'm like,
yeah.
Like, I drop real fast,
Do you know why?
Comedianism? I don't know. Like, what? I don't know if there's a medical term.
Man, it should be.
What we suffer from.
I mean, there's a long answer and there's a short answer for that. Short answer is, had a rough life in the sense of like I just take in things, and I always take in a lot. Like I take in a lot emotionally, but as I've gotten older and the more artsy I've gotten in comedy, via comedy and writing and all, I take it in and actually like let it sit there and deal with it. Opposed to back when I was young, I would take it in and go get into a fight. And
did she tell you to snap out of it? Like I don't know why you're being moody, but you're ruining my day.
Nah, she's artsy too, so she's like into like.
Is that the new word for moody?
It's the only reason why I think as black folks that came from like bad neighborhoods, that's the way we feel like, well, they're moody because they're artsy. So to me, like I couldn't be moody and be a construction worker, even though that happens. Sure. But I would feel like when I worked at UPS, I didn't allow myself to be moody. I'd be like, I gotta suck it up, you know what I mean? Because it's just
How long ago was this car accident?
March 11th.
Okay.
So has she had to help you, like, do things around the house, like, especially when you first came home from the hospital?
Yeah.
And how about, like, with the bandage? I know your hand is a little messed up. Does she have to ever help you with that type of stuff?
No, I do all that myself. Like, I learned it all real fast. Like, I don't like asking for help. Yeah. I don't like getting in anybody's way.
That's hefty. That's a real tight wrap. What are they doing to your hand?
Well, I wrap it, I re-wrap it every day, but then I just throw like a sleeve on top of it.
Okay, and they're doing reconstruction surgery or what?
They're doing so much reconstruction.
Get a hook.
Yeah. Don't you want to give it up? Like, come on. Think about comedy and how many people have two hands all the time. You know, it's 2016.
So the hook market is open? You saying the hook market is wide open now?
I feel like he talks to comedians all the time. They come in here with two hands, and they sit right where you're sitting. I'm just saying.
So no hand would be a bad move, but a hook hand.
And no hands would be awesome, but you got to think practically. You still have to live your life.
You still got to pick up a microphone and talk into it.
Never mind, you'll be a millionaire instantly. You still need to live.
The no-handed comic. And I do magic on the side. They don't know what to do.
It would be crazy.
But you never mention it.
I just do it in my act. I'm like, what is he doing? He just does magic. He just does it.
He doesn't put it on the flyer, but we know it's coming.
They called you Fat Boy in school and Chubby Thunder, but school wasn't tough.
Chubby Thunder?
No, because Chubby Thunder. Yeah.
He was a fast runner. He'd run away from these bullies, so they called him Chubby Thunder.
When you say fast runner, you mean quick feet.
I would race him. I would race him for money. All right, look, this is a true hustle. Me and my friends would do. Friend Jalil. Having to be dead happens. That's why I grew up. But he was really fast too. He was like a fast, small, short, skinny kid. Okay. So he would race people, and they would just race after school and at lunch and recess and all that. And then one day, me and him racing, he realized how fast I was because I like beat him, and he was like, "Yo," he said, "Sometimes at lunch we should just race people for money." And I was like, "All right."
So it was like a hustle. It was a hustle because they would look at you and think, this.
Exactly.
It's like white men can't jump, and he goes. You know what? Pick anybody here.
Yeah.
And I'll have them race you. I bet you're so slow. It's
yeah.
Like, yeah? I'm picking Fat Boy Thunderclap.
And they're like, boo.
What? Chris? And then I would run and I would smoke. The best was the fitness test at gym. Once a year they did the fitness test.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. You had to run a mile or something like that.
Well, they didn't do the mile run. We lived in the hood, so they would just make us take a couple laps around the gym. but like I would win on everything pretty much. Like I would be like, if I didn't win, I was in the top 5 of almost all the tests.
Wow.
I was in really good shape, but I was always fat. It never made any sense.
I almost feel like I'm being offensive by being surprised.
You should be. You should. Like
it just doesn't really add up.
The worst was I was a good basketball player, and I remember a coach saying to me, like, "I just can't start you.
Yeah,
you're a fat kid.
Yeah.
Like I can't start you as my point guard." And I was a good point guard. I would always come off the bench and like play most of the game, but it would be weird starting a fat kid over like a skinny kid who looks like a point guard.
What do you weigh now?
I don't know, like 280, 290. Now I'm not nearly as good shape I used to be. I'm still okay though.
You mentioned that you were so fat. How fat was he? That you heard somebody use you as a landmark.
Oh yeah.
You were standing in front of the Dunkin' Donuts, and this person said, and I quote, "I'm in front of this fat big glass of Kool-Aid looking motherfucker."
Yeah.
The balls. Like, wouldn't you think a fat person can beat you up? I would. Every time I see a fat person, I think
don't
they
know.
can beat me up.
Like I said earlier, I wouldn't think he's very fast. So I don't know. I'm quick. You're not going to catch me after I make fun of you.
Yeah, see, the thing is, y'all didn't grow up in South Philly. South Philly is like old New Yorkers, how they would just say stuff. It's like, no, not being offensive. I'm just saying what's in front of me.
Right.
Like, that's South Philly. It's like, hey, nah, man. I'm just saying it because it's the truth, yo.
He is standing here.
Yeah, he's standing here and he looks like a glass of Kool-Aid. It is what it is.
Do you just like nod back? Like, that's me, yeah?
Yeah. You say, yeah, I'll try to stay here.
Or you say something back.
So your friend comes. You want to help? I mean, it's the city of brotherly love. You want to help him.
It's all love, man.
Nature scares you.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Anything that's not a human being that's walking around and it's not like a domesticated cat that I know or a domesticated dog I know, I'm not really a fan.
Not too long ago, you saw a butterfly up close for the first time and it scared you.
Mm-hmm.
The fuck?
It was one of those white butterflies that you like.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the real innocent ones? Like the ones that never bother anyone ever?
The virgin butterfly.
Like land on babies' cheeks?
I think this is a race thing.
You know what I'm saying?
The black one came at me. We fist bumped. And
it was fine.
But the white butterfly flew at me and it threw like these artisanal cheeses at me. No, it was a white butterfly. I never seen one before, and not where I was living, and it was just coming right at me.
Can you outrun it?
I don't know. I just kind of ducked, and I just ran into a car. It's so sad how true that story is.
I know, right?
You ran into a car, then some guy starts shooting at the car, unrelated.
This is South Philly.
And it happened to be New Year's.
What are you doing? What are you doing in my car? Like, a butterfly. I don't even know.
A butterfly? What? They just both peel off together, just drive away.
And your wife can respect you.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So it works. I think that's what love is, right?
Man, my wife knows. We went to the Poconos a few months ago. We were driving. All of a sudden on the side of the road, I was like, "Yo, look at these!" It was 3 bear cubs. Probably one of the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. They were like the little brown bear. They were so cute. It was 3 of them, and they were on the other side of the road, and they were just walking, and they like kind of went up a little like ridge or whatever. I don't know what to call it, like a little hump of dirt, whatever. Okay. And one got up there, and then he helped the other one, and then the other one. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. But when I was driving, I said, "That is so."
Yeah. I was like, gotta get away from that.
What if the mom comes out of nowhere and decides she just doesn't like me? You know what I mean?
I can't tell what kind of shape they're forming. Let's get out of here.
It's like a gang, like a bear gang.
I get scared of everything.
I love the Poconos, though. I love that.
Poconos are all right.
I think it's a good place to take your bae. It's a good bae trip.
Yeah,
you know?
There's a lot of sitting around, a lot of drinking, a lot of hanging.
Yes.
I got married there.
You got married?
Did?
Yeah.
Awesome.
By the way, I was just at Lenny Marcus's wedding yesterday.
Oh, how was it?
It was great because, he spent a lot of money. That's the key, right?
So everybody had a good time then.
Everybody had a good time. There was so much food, and then you don't realize later that's not even all the food. So you're filling up thinking that's got to be it. Mm-hmm. Then there's that changing of the station, and there's steak, shrimp, ravioli, everything.
Yeah.
Then another changing of that, and it's like, just tell us, though. Yeah. It doesn't seem classy for us to ask, is this it?
Because I love those appetizers that they start with, those little things that you can just pick up off the tray. Yeah. I'm like, I'll just eat these.
Oh, I'm good at that. I find these people right away.
Yeah, you got to get in early.
They try to pass me, and I'll literally say, like, nice try. And then this one woman said to me yesterday, she goes, "You're fun. You make it exciting." Other people are acting like this happens all the time. And then the next thing you know, they're all finding me first because I'm the fun guy.
Wow. Yeah. So they give out food and you make their life interesting.
I do. It's everybody wins with me.
That's beautiful, Keith.
Yeah. And then there's a ceremony. It was nice.
Yeah. People committed their lives to each other or whatever.
I'll show you my cute card. It's adorable. I'll put that on the website. Let me mention this. Sleep Number beds. I have one. You can adjust your side of the bed and your partner's side of the bed. That's true. My sleep number is 35. My wife's is 45. We get the best sleep possible. And my bed has one of those, the head comes up and down.
Yeah.
But it's split. So because we're different sizes, we would need that. I can, and if she's telling a story that's going on too long, I can raise my head higher, But yeah, it's fantastic. And you want to take a look at these beds.
What's the craziest thing you ever eaten in that bed?
Wine, bananas,
Wine,
anything
bananas.
you see in commercials. So, it's fantastic, and they have something called Sleep IQ technology, and it registers how you slept, and it'll say, from 5 to 7 in the morning you were a little restless. So you go, okay, let me fix that. So you can adjust it differently on your bed, on your app for the next night. You can call a human being on the phone to walk you through it if you want. Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yep. Sleep IQ score last night, 95.
How you feel?
I'm wide awake now.
What are you going to do to correct that 5%?
I have a dog, and it fucks with my score a little bit.
Okay. That's fair.
But that's still pretty good. You got a dog bouncing around. You only lost 5 points. That's not too bad. Come in now during their special How You Doings. Okay? All right? Okay, Chanel?
All right, sounds good to me.
Tell me how you slept last night.
I slept like a dream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You must know about these sleep numbers.
I know about it.
Okay.
I know about it.
All right. Well,
they got little remotes. Yeah, I know about it.
I don't have a sleep number, so I didn't sleep at all.
Mm-hmm. No sleep for you.
You only find Sleep Number at any of the 500 Sleep Number stores nationwide. Find one near you by going to sleepnumber.com. Be sure to tell them that Keith and the girls sent you. Okay? Thank you. I'm looking at Chanel's business right now, her diary.
I did give Keith my diary, and I'm regretting it.
I took my aunt to the Wendy Williams show.
Oh, good.
And it was not horrible, i.e., I ate an edible.
Yeah. Did not tell her that I ate an edible. We were waiting outside. We waited outside for maybe like 45 minutes with a bunch of annoying older women who were just really excited to see Wendy Williams. And I was like, man, how am I going to get through this? And I reached in my purse, remembered I had a caramel edible.
Okay.
Popped it. About 45 minutes later, we got in there. I was audibly laughing alone in a crowded TV studio. Like, Wendy Williams is saying things, and I'm like, this is hilarious.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's not the punch. She's not.
He probably is gay, Wendy!
And what's crazier is they had Belle Biv DeVoe there that day.
Oh, that's a good episode.
Exactly. Which is totally unexpected, right? Like, I never thought there would be someone who's going to be performing that me and my aunt might actually relate on and like, oh, we do like this Poison song. You know,
you thought it'd be fall fashions. Who knows? Who
knows? Scarf games. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Something crazy. But it was great. They made audience members twerk a little bit before the show. They lied to them, so they were going to give them $500 gift cards. Ended up giving them bottles of shampoo and conditioner, which was deliciously hilarious to me.
But that's a huge difference.
Exactly. And I wish you could have seen my aunt so excited, like, pick me.
Right.
They're going to give us gift cards, Chanel. And I'm like, bullshit. They're not giving you no gift cards. We got these tickets for free. We didn't even pay for these tickets.
Did they send, it's like a producer hands out the shampoo and is like, yeah, Wendy just makes shit up. Here you go. Shampoo. And actually
it seemed very much like that.
And it's shampoo that was just backstage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was like, first of all, they didn't buy these. Some company sent these. It was a brand I've never even heard of.
Have you seen the show that
I
you're
have.
on?
I watched the clips online. You can only see my hair.
Okay.
Which is perfect because I don't need that to come back and haunt me later
It just looks like this crazy ball of hair shouting to Wendy.
It's just forehead up and then my aunt dancing a lot.
How much dancing do they do for this show?
My hands were exhausted from being forced to clap. Just they had like people like fluffers walking around reminding you this is how we clap. We clap like this for Wendy. I was like, she's not even out here yet.
Are you serious?
Why are we clapping so much? But yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. I love my aunt. And I think I did a really good job of being a good niece that day because so many times I wanted to be like, man, I don't need this.
Right.
How tall is Wendy Williams?
Tall as shit. She's huge. It's a big lady.
Joanna Man tall?
Not like hysterically tall, but definitely tall where she walks in, you're like, oh.
She's a presence.
She's in here now. You know?
She's statuesque.
Yeah.
It's a shadow of a lady.
Yeah.
Let me give you a Kenda update. She's still alive.
Yes.
So this is real good news. But I did see her post this. She has a swollen left eye.
What?
I don't know how this is all related. She had a rash from adhesive. That's getting worse. She's bleeding from her vagina. I feel weird because I told everybody at this wedding she was doing better.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a mess.
Wait, is the bleeding related?
I guess so.
Because sometimes women do that.
Oh, she doesn't know it's her period.
Oh.
I don't know.
We got to text her.
She says, but worst of all, what the fuck? Danny is really using my mug while I'm out of the studio? Wow.
It's like, where's the respect?
Yeah. She has this Troy and Abed mug, and she loves it. And Danny's just sipping from it like it's nothing. Don't forget, keithandthegirl.com/tumor. Kenda needs your help. It's a fundraising event, of course, and we appreciate everybody that says hi. Craig Williams, Kenda, this small donation is puny compared to all the value you've added to my days over the 10 years I've been a Keith and the Girl listener. You've honestly made at least a decade of my life more rich and more full of smiles and laughter than you can imagine, and I can't ever thank you enough. I feel like you're my own sister, and I truly, 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 truly love you.
Oh, my goodness.
If they tried to separate us from each other, I would break everything in someone's house.
You know what? I like this guy.
See?
I think he understands how family and love bonds work.
Our pals Rod and Karen from The Black Guy Who Tips says, get well soon, Kenda. You're such an inspiration to us. We wouldn't be who we are without you. Lori Kilmartin says, get well soon, Mama. So apparently she's also a mother. Adam Conover, Kenda, thank you for everything. Something he didn't ruin. That's nice. Here's an anonymous donation of $3,000. How sweet is that?
That's incredible.
Paul Gare-Martin, love you, Kenda. Chris Githard says hi. The Pen 15 Club says Hennessy is the amazing tech guy for the Pen 15 Club. He was working lights for us the day you found the tumor. Get better quick so we can use him again. So be nice, right?
Yeah.
They need help. This person, Dan, says, hello. I've been a long-time listener of Keith and the Girl, and I'm a big fan of all the VIP shows. But this new gay talk show with Mateo and Emma is absolutely terrific. Emma Willman, Mateo Lang. They're both hilarious, and I can't wait for another episode, and I've only listened to 2. Please, please, please keep this show on the VIP network. My love to Kenda on her recovery, and keep up the great work. Dan, yeah, do not worry. Yes, Kenda's not here. Where you get less, Keith in the ghost. You're only getting more somehow.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But we got Libby going to Kenda's house like she can escape us.
Yeah.
Doing some recordings. We know where you live. Come on. Lady McAllister, I believe this was before the debates, and you know how Trump was sniffing. They thought he was on cocaine. She said, I'm pledging $1 a sniff to keepingthegirl.com/tumor.
Oh, my goodness.
And I saw the debates. We made out on that one.
Yeah, I would say so.
So thank you. Hillary Clinton, it says, has a 93% chance of winning the election. This place called Upshot. The Upshot's elections model suggests that Hillary Clinton is favored to win the presidency based on the latest state and national polls. A victory by Mr. Trump remains possible. Mrs. Clinton's chance of losing is about the same as the probability that an NFL kicker misses a 29-yard field goal.
29 yards.
Oh, that's not actually that good this year.
It's not that good at all. The game just last night ended 6-6 in an overtime tie, and people kept missing field goal after field goal after field goal. That's good for Trump supporters.
Gives them hope.
But yeah, this is some bad timing, to use that as an analogy.
So depressing.
Yeah. I saw this. There's some kind of dinner that Trump was at and Hillary was at.
Yeah.
And they're making jokes.
Yeah, and he got booed a lot. And
Yeah.
people didn't like the jokes he was making.
But still, what are you doing making jokes? You were just saying that never mind, you have to legitimize him by doing these normal debates in the first place.
Yeah.
Now you're having dinners with cute little jokes about email hacking and you got a fake laugh and vice versa.
Yeah, horrible stuff.
You're going to go to jail.
You crook.
It's literally the worst election ever.
I'm embarrassed. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. But you know what? That whole Brexit thing made me feel a little better about it. It really did. Because I was like, oh, no, everybody's crazy. It's fine. No, they're crazy over there, too? Cool.
Right.
Cool.
Do we bother voting, Chris?
I'm
Hashtag
gonna be
vote.
honest with you. No, I'm gonna say vote third party. Who gives a fuck? Like, what do you have to lose? Like, if I know who it is, but even if I didn't, if it was like just happened to be like some dude who believes in surfing as the answer, I would go with him right now. Like, It can't be any worse than this. I don't even care.
I understand.
I'm just voting I'm voting third party in hopes that everybody says fuck it. And you know what I mean? And everybody hits the third party button. Then we get Gary Johnson, and we're like,
but we know that's not going to happen. So I believe in, like, numbers and adding and subtracting and percentages. I'm not gonna lie, percentages as well. And to me, it seems like we got to be smart. I saw a great comedian that had a joke about Hillary and Trump, and he was saying you don't have to like either or. If you have diarrhea, it doesn't mean you love constipation. And I was like, you better preach that gospel, because I do think at this point a vote for anybody that's not Trump or not Hillary is a vote for Trump.
No, Gary Johnson is crazy. He's tofu. I'll eat tofu, even though I hate it. But okay,
first of all, Chris, you're not voting, and we all know it.
Right?
I am going to vote.
Just keep it real if you registered
if
or not.
I legally can go, I will vote.
Right.
I can vote.
Did you get the letter?
Another thing is, honestly, I know too much about also the system of voting. It's not even... It's sad. I don't like knowing stuff. The worst is when you grow up and you start learning. The more you start learning, the more you hate everything. Because now it's just a theater act of us going to a poll and acting like we really count. The percentage of how much our votes truly count, it is sickening. And the more you know the percentage, is like, why am I even getting up to do this? America is sad right now.
Have you ever voted, with all that said?
I voted. First year I could vote was when the first time Obama was coming in. I voted for Obama the first time. Second time I figured he's cruising through, which he did.
Who needs help?
And it's crazy because it's like you're my comedy dad, so I'm thinking like you probably had a chance to vote back when Nixon was around and all these people, and I keep forgetting.
But don't you think if you liked Obama, don't you think instead of just I'd love to know what you did that fucking day for 30 minutes. Wouldn't it mean something to vote and show how overwhelmingly we love this guy? Wouldn't that make a statement?
You know something, and this is where I said I hate that I learned so much. I don't even care about who's the president anymore. My community is so messed up by the lack of local voting,
right?
And that's where I know that the power truly is at this point, because
you don't do that either, though.
That I did start doing. I made myself go out. Like when the local votes come up, I show up there.
Right.
I show up at those polls, and I learn about those people. They're important. This nonsense, this is like WWE versus WCW. You know what I mean? It's like they both are going to be huge conglomerates after this is all said and done, and they're not losing a dime. You know what I mean? They're promoting the hell out of this event of voting. Voting is the new wrestling. That's what it is. It's sad, and wrestling is doing bad right now.
But Michael Khalili, how you doing?
I'm so frustrated. I can't believe what I'm hearing right here. The apathy is disgusting.
He's disgusted with you, Chris.
I can live with that.
He can live with that. He gives a shit.
I guess. I get the apathy, though. I do get it. It's so frustrating to me because I feel the opposite of what you're saying. The votes count. These things matter. You nailed it. Where the local votes matter, the national is important because of things like the Supreme Court. But local for your assemblyman, for the mayor, for the governor, those things impact you on a day-to-day much more. But you got to vote. You can't just be apathetic or throw your vote away to somebody like Gary Johnson. You're smart. You know that your vote's more important than giving it to somebody like that.
Why are we assuming he's smart?
I was gonna say you're really nice to Chris, and that's great.
I'm be honest with you. I don't know where you're getting this information. I told you I was smart earlier, but that don't mean shit. Trump told you he likes the African Americans, so I mean, taking it information. But I hear you, and I understand what you're saying. But I'm be honest with you, it's not as important as we. It's really figurehead stuff, and that supreme. Okay, this is where it gets kind of based on race and where you're from and all the whole demographic stuff. Local voting for me helps because where I'm from, we don't have stuff. So if you're from a neighborhood where you already have like a good library, you already have they do the street cleaners, they do all the basic stuff already. To you like, well, we got to make sure the people above them are doing their job. Now you have time to go check on the people above them. From us right now, we just like, yo, we need the basic shit. Can we get rid of this checkers? Like we got to get rid of stuff and bring in new stuff. You know what I mean? We have to get basic stuff like street cleans, the pavements redone. We got to get like trees cut down, like basic shit. We're losing in our communities.
Are you telling me, Michael, that Hillary Clinton's going to pave my road herself?
Yeah.
Trump's going to cut down a tree?
Hillary Clinton isn't going to pave your road, but what she also is going to make sure is that what she will make sure is that things like stop and frisk will be unconstitutional. We'll get the right judgment because we'll get the correct Supreme Court justices in there that have a sense of what the Constitution means, and that you can't just walk around and frisk people randomly on the street because you think they're suspicious, but you can't articulate probable cause.
Due to my background, I can tell you stop and frisk sucks. But the problem is not to stop and frisk. The problem is that after they stop and frisk you, the cop can just shout police brutality. I mean, he can shout resisting. And that's the problem. Now, that's the law that needs to be changed. If you ever read the law for resisting arrest, it is all, the word intent is in the first few sentences. Everything is based on what the cop feels. It has no law in there. There is no law actually telling you that there's a law for resisting arrest. There's just them saying the cop feels like you might not want to be arrested, so they have the right to say you broke a law now, which is resisting arrest. So the resisting arrest law is the problem. The stop and frisk itself wouldn't exist if resisting arrest, that law was changed. If that word intent was taken out and you change it maybe to unlawful act. But if
I don't know. I don't want to get stopped for no reason.
Absolutely.
I don't want to get stopped. That's demoralizing as it is.
Oh no, I agree with you. I'm saying the stop and frisk only can exist because of other laws that gives it a base. You know what I mean? The base problem is the resisting arrest charge, which they're throwing around.
Now we're talking about two different things here. This is a great stop and frisk is a great example of local and national law, national elections and politicians, because we need the national politician, Hillary Clinton, to put somebody in the Supreme Court to make sure stop and frisk stays unconstitutional and make sure that isn't applied. But we also need local police chiefs, local policemen, local mayors that aren't going to even try to implement something that's stupid.
Stop and frisk is the red herring. That's what it is. I'm sorry to tell you that, but it's from a point of view of being in it. You know what I mean? If I tell you how many cop stories I got, you will say, you got to be lying. If I tell you half of the cop stories, you will say, this is out of a movie. And I'm serious. I have crazy shit that's happened to me over my life. If you never see me, look up a picture. Google me. I fit the description. I literally fit the description. And I've said it, and literally a black cop stopped me once and was like, dude, this sounds bad, but you fit the description. Then I seen the guy they arrested. I was like, "You so right. I fit the description." Like I had to admit it to myself. Now,
I went in jail for the night just because.
You did?
No, I'm saying.
I was gonna say you too.
He's like, I look like the guy.
But and I say it like I hear you, and I know from the outside looking in, you say, "Well, this is a big problem." It's not as big as you think it is. It's the thing that they're making the big problem. I'm saying that. Do I think it should not exist? Hell yeah, it should be done. It's stupid. They throwing people in jail for minor infractions off the stop and frisk. But the stop and frisk itself is a very minute problem, but it is not the cause of anything.
And who appoints the police chief? Who sets up those policies? It's the local politicians. So you need to vote for the local politician that has your interest in heart.
But here what you're saying all that. But how about the fact that after every police shooting, everything that happens, they ignore the policies? So
because you don't vote.
Nah, see, and this is where you people jump ahead. If you say the law is there is no chewing gum in this classroom, but the teacher comes in chewing gum every day, and then they say, well, it's no chewing gum, but the teacher, it's her laws that she has to enforce that law. But the teacher's chewing gum, well, it's her, she has to enforce the law. She doesn't want you chewing gum. So you hear what I'm saying now? The problem is not, so the people, when they're on the road.
The principal's up for election this November, and you could kick his ass out.
Yeah, imagine if you can decide that teacher is maybe unfit. And maybe we need to have better teachers who already know the rules and are willing to also
But by the time it gets there, do you know how much money it costs to get something to the Supreme Court?
People like myself. Progress takes time. It takes lots of money.
And that's why I say vote locally, and that's important, because to get it even there, it shouldn't make it there. The problem is the people from where I'm from, they don't have the money to get it to Supreme Court. They're stuck in local judges. You don't need to get it to the Supreme Court.
You just stop electing people who are going to implement the laws in the first place.
Because that's where, see, and this is where I said to you in the beginning. Remember what I said? Where you're at and where you're looking at things from a perspective of the small problems are already fixed. Where I'm from, those problems that you're saying, well, it gets there. You're already skipped ahead of people that you don't even understand exist. There's a whole demographic that you skipped over that the Supreme Court will never even talk to. There's a whole demographic.
It doesn't even need to get to the Supreme Court. There's a local politician that's enacting that. Throw her ass out.
Let me ask you this, Chris.
The DA is up for election. If the DA isn't prosecuting the cops, throw the DA's ass out. If the mayor is appointing a police chief that's putting stop and frisk and other policies that are terrorizing the community, you throw their ass out.
They don't put the laws in place. They enforce and this is back to the
teacher
thing.
They have policies.
Yeah, but they don't.
The law, it's a policy.
This is where it's hard to explain. Hear what I'm saying. I've been there. They don't give a. If you get pulled over by a cop, you get stopped. They don't sit there and say. They don't say, "Hey, I know these are the policies, but guess what? I'm ripping them up." They don't care. They do whatever the fuck they want because at that moment they say, "Oh, I feel threatened," and they do whatever they want. And then
we're giving those people the power to make that decision.
Now, what gives them the power is the fact that no one, after they do it, there is no punishment. And right. What he said, and that's why I said I agree with you. That's why local voting is important, but they can't just go. They got to start off basically with slapping them on the wrist. All they got to do is say if the kids can't chew gum.
Who's the they that needs to do the slapping on the wrist? Who's the they?
It starts. Instead of skipping all the way up to the top, it starts basic with the police chief itself. The police chief.
How does the police chief get it appointed?
By local vote.
Let's throw the guy out. Let's throw the bums out.
But that's where
not slapping on the wrist.
But if the people above him, who also are his friends, how are you going to throw him out? Who's throwing him out? His friend who agrees with his policies.
Me, Keith. We're going to throw him out.
We're doing it, Chris.
Yeah, you're not getting. To be honest with you, this is where I say this is why I don't like what Hillary's pushing that much, and I also don't like what Trump's pushing because Hillary's saying we'll get him out, and then if you say, well, how we going to get him out? She says we will. You're not really giving me any. Like, I keep giving you things that happen on a daily basis. You keep saying, well, it could be stopped if they're gone. And I keep saying, well, they're not going to go because these people are here. Now, I say they should be gone. It takes time. It's going to take like 8 years, honestly, to even get all those people out. It would take about 8 years. It would take a lot of local voting. It would take a lot of showing up to regular polls. About 8 years worth. So
Let's
I
go to
agree
the polls
with you.
together. I'll go to the polls with you every time you go for 8 years.
Oh,
Let's
Chris,
do it.
you're making friends. Come on.
I don't need a damn poll, buddy. No, that's cool. No, but we agree. We are agreeing, just so you know. It's just we're agreeing for different reasons. You know what I mean? I believe that those people need to go, and you believe that they need to go too. I just don't believe that Hillary is going to physically. She's not going in there with a. I think she's going to go show up like Joe Clark from motherfucking Lean On Me with a bat.
No, that's not Hillary's job. That's our job. We throw the bums out.
But if you go to Hillary's website, for example, she explains her policy on combating police brutality.
What is her policy? Let's hear this.
She hates it.
Solid policy.
Yeah. What's your policy? Yeah.
It's hard to give out points like that, but that's a point for Hillary. You know?
That's not. To be honest with you, and this is the thing. I've also.
Well, you're not gonna look it up, so who cares?
Yeah, right,
I do.
exactly,
Believe it or not, I know all this crap, but I just don't. I don't push it like I'd rather you explain so that way I don't have to read. Yeah, it hurts reading.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: can we all agree that you can vote locally and still think globally?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I very much agree with that.
I think we're done here. Okay.
Well,
Actually, we're not done. This
Jesus
is going to be a more important situation because we've got to fix the future of America.
How come?
For Marisela and my pending baby.
Oh.
We're pregnant.
yay!
Well, if you started with that, Chris would have given a fuck.
I know, right?
He didn't know a baby was involved.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I saw the pixels. Luckily, takes after the mother. That's good.
We got the sonogram. We posted it. We sent it to Keith. It's this tiny little thing. You got to like point it out with a pen tip to show like, hey, that's our little pixel right there.
Do you have a name picked out?
Pixel?
No name. How can you pick a name until you've experienced this baby? You can't just have a name out of a book that's cold.
I agree with that.
This baby's name has to be experienced.
I think the name's the funnest part.
I wasn't named for like a week.
I knew both my dogs' names before I knew I'd have two dogs.
My mother really liked Chanel perfume. So, yeah, I think your method is better, you know?
My mom didn't know what she wanted to name me, so I just hung around for like a few days, and they was like, all right, Chris is what we're going with.
Right.
Yeah, they did. They took their time with me.
They should have done that with somebody in Look Who's Talking. It's like, I don't know my name. I have hippie fucking parents. Well, congratulations.
Congrats, sir.
Thanks. Now that means 8-year timeline, right? So by the time the kid is about 7 or 8, that's good, right? They're going to be walking around on their own a little bit. We don't want them getting harassed by the cops. We want a good neighborhood. We want clean streets, right? So what else is on our agenda?
Hold on. How do you look? What do you
we
look
got to
like
fix the world for this kid.
What do you look like here? You're Spanish or something? I'm hoping that you're some sort of minority, because right now you're assuming that these kids are going to get badgered by the cops. They might get one or two situations, but
I mean, I think it's a good rule of thumb across the board, just to make sure that no kids are getting,
I mean, I don't want any.
Regardless if they're white.
This could be a fun game. What do I sound like?
I don't know.
What race do I sound like?
I don't think race has a sound. That's why I asked.
You don't think race has a sound?
You don't think it has a sound? That's why you axed?
That's why I asked him. With a nice slash, I asked him. I don't know. I really don't. I don't assume, because I don't know. I've talked to everybody who sounds like everything. So.
Well, he's black.
Yeah. You black?
Well, I'm from Africa. No, wait. I'm from Asia. I'm Middle Eastern.
Do you know what you are?
Yeah, you're going to get... your kid's going to get good picking on a couple of times. They're going to get a good couple of frisked up.
Just because his dad won't tell him where he came from. I'm from everywhere, so... we're all from Adam and Eve. Well, Michael, this is very exciting. Do we hope it's a boy or a girl?
Babe, what do you think?
Just 10 toes, 10 fingers. That's it.
Oh, you just want a nice, delicious baby. That's good, man.
And a big penis.
We're not asking too much.
Right. If it's a boy, are we getting circumcised or what?
No way.
Oh, ouch.
Can't argue.
Right, Michael?
The woman spoke. I can't argue with that.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're hoping it's a girl, so we don't have to make the decision.
Right. I mean, you want to give this kid every advantage. That's the whole point of this call, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Make it pretty. Make it pretty.
Make it pretty.
Chanel, have you ever seen an uncircumcised penis?
I have. I did. My college boyfriend was uncircumcised. I talked to his mother all the time and asked her, "Why did you do this? Why did you do this?" And she was a nurse. She was like, "No, it's more hygienic. It's better. Blah blah blah." You know, we broke up, so it's fine. It's fine. You know, he'll be fine. The baby will be fine.
Is it better or worse than the regular?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but what she said was that it's better to leave it.
Well, I'm talking from the more internal point of view.
Like for
side.
me,
Yeah.
it's all the same. Once it gets going, it's all the same.
Right.
But it's the before it gets going that can be a little intimidating.
And it might Chanel's look on her face might throw my performance.
Yeah, you know, if we don't discuss it beforehand.
Right.
Like, tell me what your parents decided.
As I take off my pants, I'd be like, "Anteater coming through," and it's a little less of a surprise.
Yeah.
No, that's just.
Isn't it weird, though, that we're talking about our baby's penis like this?
No, it's fine until you said it. Now I'm uncomfortable. But
I mean,
before,
I wasn't thinking about a baby's penis. That'd be
My
wrong. I'm
biggest
thinking
worry
about an adult penis.
circumcision,
What was
my
that?
biggest fear of circumcision is that they get it wrong. It's such a small target, and you
yeah.
It's
try
so
to
worth
cut
it.
off too much.
It's so worth it to fuck women.
Do not let your baby listen to this podcast.
If-
Okay?
If the baby wants to do it when they get older, they got a bigger target, hopefully,
Nobody's
and
doing that.
it'd be an easier surgery.
You're gonna
Do
do
people
it.
do that? Do people really go in like,
Yeah.
something today is the day?
Absolutely.
Mental cases.
If you really love a woman and she tells you,
No.
chop it up, you go chop it, man.
You already got her though. If you hit the point
Yeah.
where you are at the point where you're having a conversation and she says you need to go chop it, you're already too deep.
You
And
think you
like,
got
yeah.
her. You think you got her.
If she want to go, then go.
But
'Cause this is what I got.
a real smooth penis around the corner, got her. Okay?
When you see these statues, these old statues, they're all circumcised because that's the pretty way.
Yeah.
You don't got David there with a fucking skin tag hanging.
He's using like a chisel and like, can you imagine trying to? Come on, that'd be crazy
You're
complicated.
talking about go chop it up like if the woman wants to chop it up like it's a haircut. Like I like
know.
my man straight tight.
I like it neat.
Yeah, she wants she likes the natural look, but the barber still does work for it
You
to
know what
look
I'm saying?
natural, you know?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad I never had to make this decision.
I like it rounded on the top.
I want mine to look like a beetle.
You know, like a game of peekaboo with the foreskin.
No, I don't got time for that. I wish I had the time for that. But who's got the time now that in this topsy-turvy world to be playing peekaboo games? People are stuck on this thing that it's no one way isn't healthy or unhealthy. By definition, one way has to be more healthy, and the CDC says getting it cut off is more healthy.
That's what they said?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I don't know. If
I
that's
know. Wait a
true.
minute.
Is that true?
Chris, it is
Are you
true.
just making,
It
Are
is.
you trumping it right now?
Go to cdc.com.
Yeah, no, we should look it up.
But here's what I like. Chris threw out his, I don't know. No way to know, is there, Chris?
It's very.
I don't know.
It's very inconclusive.
Yeah.
To
is
be
it?
honest with you, that's
from
what,
all your science.
This is what I've been reading. Believe it or not, I read about a lot of weird stuff, right?
Okay.
And this is one of the things I read
I
up on.
believe it.
It is very. Thank you. It's very inconclusive. It is very inconclusive.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like it's really preference. It's really.
I've heard arguments for both sides that seemed very plausible to me.
It's very inclusive.
And I can understand how, for especially like a little boy being uncircumcised could be maybe a bit much for them to be hygienic. I can
Right.
understand that. However, I can also understand that if they're properly taught and if they know their bodies, that they could still be fine. So we'll see.
I'm sure they're going to be properly taught. Chris, I'd say he didn't even have a dad.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. In South Philly,
You figure it out. If you want to get it
So we're
in
looking
there,
so we're rooting for a girl, right?
absolutely.
It seems
oh, man, I don't know.
Just to
punt
just
the decision.
because imagine if you have a boy now and then the boy listens to this episode, you know?
Right.
Like, just don't do that to a kid.
Well, the decision to circumcise a girl is so much easier too.
Whoa.
Very progressive. It's very progressive.
You guys are all for it, right?
That's your body. Your body, your choice. Marisela, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Michael,
Well,
if it's yours, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll celebrate now when the baby's born and when the test results come back.
Kenda must be excited, right?
Yeah, we got the tumor out, and now we got the baby news.
All right, perfect.
Yay.
It's all working out. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Later. Madonna has promised that if you vote for Hillary Clinton, she will blow you.
Now, she said this at a concert, right?
Yeah, she was introducing Amy Schumer.
Oh.
And right before, she wants to be clear of that. And what I like is that we have audio of it.
Oh, great.
I don't think she thought that would make the cut.
Oh, great.
One more thing before I introduce this genius of comedy. If you vote for Hillary Clinton, I will give you a blowjob. Okay? Swear to God.
Can this hold up in court?
Okay. First of all, I want to say she sounds very accurate in her demographic because we do know that if it was just men voting,
right,
Trump would have a much better chance.
That's what it seems
So
like.
I like that she's talking to the penises directly.
Right.
I do like that.
I already have the women, right.
Right. I don't think it's super smart to say something like this live, into a microphone because you can't erase that. But, I don't know. I don't know. Do you want BJ from Madonna?
And I think that's where the problem lies. Her blowjob stock is down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I had to choose between I'll take...
Like
it's
Papa
a lot of people.
Papa don't preach Madonna. She could blow me.
I want the same Madonna that blew Tupac. I don't want this Madonna. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
She dated Basquiat, which to me is like you were doing some.
Right.
You got some good stuff.
And Vanilla Ice. So.
Whoa, I didn't know that. Maybe that might cancel it out. I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like the Madonna stock is down. How do you feel?
I just hope if I'm early to the polls, I'm early in line for the blowjob. That seems fair. Do you get receipts? I forget.
Real question. Would you take a Madonna blowjob or a Sharon Osbourne blowjob? Which stock do you think is higher?
Come on now. You know Sharon Osbourne is on a diet. You know she's not eating regular things, so weigh it in.
Madonna's the cooler name. Sharon, Sharon's talking when she's doing it. It's too much.
Talking about feelings and things.
Yeah.
I think I might go with the Sharon Osbourne over the
You
Madonna.
can have her. You can have
It's
her.
cool
I know
if
you're
you
being.
just want to talk about Sharon Osbourne. That's cool.
Well, I want to make this about Sharon Osbourne on the low.
Sound like you were more into Tupac, but all right.
No, we didn't add him into the equation.
Here's a little more Madonna.
And I am good. I'm not a douche and I'm not a tool. I take my time. I have a lot of eye contact. Yeah. And I do swallow.
So, Sharon doesn't swallow mate. Come on now.
Come on.
But this is a good point Newsy brings up. There's only a bunch of gay men at the concert. She doesn't have to own up to it.
Exactly. It's like how many Trump supporters are at an Amy Schumer show just
at least
looking
200.
looking for a blowjob.
At least
looking
200.
for it.
I mean, at least 200.
180.
I mean, if you know, because she had 200 people walk out on her for doing a Trump joke.
Oh, right.
in Florida. So
I forgot about that.
That was a very contextual joke. No one got it. I felt.
I'm sorry, Chris.
The CDC is recommending you don't take Madonna's blowjob.
So this is good. This is good that we have the facts.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there a caveat? Like, if you're uncircumcised,
Yeah.
definitely no. But if you're circumcised, just...
I feel like Madonna would go for the uncircumcised ones
Hell
more.
yeah, she would.
She looked like one of those is that a name for people with that fetish?
Animals.
Yeah.
That's fetish.
I think I just call them freaks.
Yo, creepo, come here.
All right, let's do movie reviews. Number one movie of the weekend, Boo! A Madea Halloween. You guys love those, right?
Oh, I swear to God.
Gosh. Goodness.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
My dad went to go see it. He said my dad actually isn't a Madea fan, but my whole all the rest of my family is, and so all the older folks went, and he was like, man, he's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Chris. It's funny.
Oh, no.
He said it was funny. My dad wouldn't lie to me about that, though. He's a movie guy, too. He's like, it is funny.
And your dad is from Philly, too?
He was South Philly.
See, now that's what bothers me the most, is that we have people in inner cities supporting Madea or Madea movies, because you and I both know that we can go to any bus stop in Philly around 2 a.m. and see the same plot line unfold with a man wearing a similar style dress. And to me, that's really like, do we want to be giving our money to these crazy bus stop guys?
Yeah. But they're entertaining. Not to me. I help them. I'm like, yo, man, you got to calm the fuck down with all
Stop giving Tyler Perry money. Stop doing it. I've been saying that for years.
You know something? This is where I can't, again, this goes back to, I'm not going to tell you I don't like them.
Right.
Because I don't want to put that out there. That's
to each their own.
Because
right?
he's gonna hit you up and be like, "I need you to play in this movie."
I'm like, nah.
You're gonna say no? What's the number? What's the number it's gonna take to do a Tyler Perry movie?
It's not really. I'm not a numbers dude, man.
All right, Keith. What's it gonna take? How much money we gotta give you to get you to be in Boo?
Boo 2?
Boo 2 next Halloween.
Boo 2. Woo!
I'm not doing blackface for any reason.
He's got standards.
I'll do it if he. I will be in a Tyler Perry movie if he apologized for all his Tyler Perry movies.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
I love that.
No, I like how you didn't go with a number, though. That shows
because I'm taking all Tyler Perry's money. If you want me in a movie,
Sure.
I want an island.
You want a Tyler Perry island?
Buy it.
By the way, when your dad tells you this movie was good.
He said it was funny. He didn't say the movie was good.
Okay, he said it was funny. Okay.
There's a difference.
That's when I would deny his existence.
You're not my real dad.
I would just the whole time he's explained to me, he's like, "No, Chris, listen now." He had to keep saying it. Yeah, now listen now.
Because
Chris.
even he knew.
Now listen,
right.
I know
that he was saying something.
Yeah, you know, I ain't going.
He's in the theater. He's going, ha ha, fuck.
I gotta tell
Can't
Chris.
wait till I get home.
I want to see Jack Reacher. I'm pissed I haven't seen that yet.
It's getting terrible reviews, but I loved
care.
it. I saw it.
I loved. You like the first one?
No.
The first one was great.
First one's too stupid, and you know this.
It was like a Law and Order Criminal Intent was killing.
I don't got time for bullshit. It's like if everything they go back and explain what happened, and everything had to work out just right. The quarter goes into this slot. I didn't like it. So why do I see the second one? I don't know. I despise.
To the movies is fun.
That's called white privilege. That's what that's called.
Going to the movies is fun.
But I really like this one. It made sense to me. The only thing you have to let go is every single line is a cool line. That's you know what I mean. That's the way as opposed to normal talking. But other than that, the violence wasn't too over the top or ridiculous to me.
I don't know. I like Jack Reacher. I like the first one. I think it was fun.
Then you will love this. You will want to marry this one.
That's cool. I'm glad. I want to marry something.
All right. I'll tell you what I saw. I'm late to the party. The Infiltrator. With Bryan Cranston. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's one of those movies. You know how there's always those movies that sit there and you're like,
yeah.
You see it and like, why didn't I?
Right. It came in and out of theaters, I think, but I loved it.
How often do you go to the movies?
6 times a day.
Yeah. Right after this, right? You're gonna go straight to it.
I have to go right to it. I saw The Accountant. That was stupid.
I heard that was bad.
It's funny. The critics give it 50%, and the regular dum-dums give it 86%. You know the critics are right.
I got a movie. I do listen to some movie dudes. I kind of know they really into movies like that, and they was like, it's just too much movie in it. They put too much stuff. If they literally would have scaled. One dude said, if you let me sit in the editor's room, I could have made that a decent movie without adding a scene. If you would have just took out stuff.
Yeah. Well, what I don't like about this movie, and these kinds of movies, you're following along, it's a good movie, and then they go, all right, now I'm going to explain everything that's convoluted, and they show you all this stuff you had no idea about and who the real bad guy is, and it's just 10 minutes of all this shit instead of taking the time to rate a good story, unfold it nice. And that's why I give The Accountant thumbs down. Also, I don't care for accountants.
Are you a heist movie fan?
Who movie?
Are you a heist movie fan?
What does that mean? Oh, heist movies?
Heist.
Yeah,
honest to God, it depends.
I'm a heist movie fan, and if you're doing anything heisty,
right?
One of my favorite, I don't really have a favorite. One of my favorites though is Ocean's 11. Mm-hmm. I like it because not the old one, the remake. I like it because everything worked together, and nobody realizes when he says to Benedict, he says, I know the people that you're going to send after me, and they like me better. No one realizes that that's the moment where he recalled why he was in jail.
Okay.
That is the one. Think about it.
I want to be with you now.
In jail?
I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay, the movie starts off with him getting released from jail.
Okay.
On parole.
Okay.
And nobody understands. Everybody always says, why is that scene in the movie?
Okay.
Everybody's saying this?
Well, on the blogs.
I read around. No.
Yeah.
It's 2016. Everybody's saying this?
Yeah,
I don't think most people don't know why he was in jail. That's why.
I don't even know what scene you're talking about.
He was in the beginning of the movie. In the very beginning of the movie. It was the very beginning, and that's what he did.
All right.
He was in there snooping around.
Hey, Chris, you know what? I don't know.
You're learning. I like that, Keith. You're adapting.
No way to know.
I like that.
Chanel Ali, thank you for joining us. Chanel will be joining us all week, of course.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Very fun. Twitter and Instagram, you can find her at Chanel, CHANEL __.
2 of them.
Ali.
So many underscores.
She'll be on the Stash Comedy Show at BK9. That's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
7:30, October 26th. And also, she goes back to Philly once a month at the Good Comedy Theater.
Yes, I do.
Is that inside a Chinese restaurant?
No, but it is in Chinatown in Philly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The show is called It Sounds Crazy.
A comedy variety show.
So follow her and you'll see what's doing.
Tickets are $5.
Now, Chris Cotton, if you want to have a discussion with him, you bring up a point, he says, I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother following up.
Yeah. He brings up Ocean's 11. You get nowhere.
Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube is at Cotton215, of course. Yes. Represent. You can also look at centercitycomedy.com. It's a group of comedians that goes around and makes levity.
Very funny. And they have a podcast that is very funny also.
Is it called Center City Comedy?
Center City Comedy Podcast. Very funny. Just a group of people like me who sit around and just talk shit about each other for about an hour.
All right.
About their week.
Are you their comedy dad or?
I'm the founder of. I've had all the. I've birthed all of them, technically.
Just making little comedy babies.
Yeah.
The Good Comedy Theater is our buddy Aaron Nevin's place, right?
Yes. Oh, I should have told you that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And you have projects coming up, a comedy mixtape called Dive Bar Secrets Volume 1.
Yes. The full name, Dive Bar Secrets Volume 1, Placism, the Black Perspective. It's me talking about everything that's happening. What I did was I went around, I recorded every set I had during the surge in police brutality for 2 months.
Okay.
And I whittled all that stuff down. Some of it is, half of it is like written and half of it is me just talking.
Right. And the other, and like a half is you resisting.
And the other half is me getting tased. Now,
yeah, just shuffling sounds and screams.
Well, yeah, this track is just him just getting tased. It's weird.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually, you know something? I went kind of old school with it. I found myself in a place where I always wanted to put out something, but I said I never want to put out anything that anybody was doing. I hated everything where comedy was going and stuff. It's also regimental. It's all the same art. It's all shoved down everybody's throat the same way. And I'm a hip-hop fan. I love it. I love the stuff. And I always wanted to put out something like a mixtape in the sense of you're completely diving into the art of what you want to bring to people, the way you want to bring it to them.
This has layers, you're saying.
It is very layered. I have interludes where I have one interlude where I literally am driving home after, it was a day where I finally came out after 3 days. I just was in the house. I didn't want to come out. Okay. And it was that same day when I came out, 3 people were killed by the police that day. And I literally did an interlude and telling you how I felt at that moment. Like, it's me saying, this is how I feel. This is where we're at in time. This is where, it's a time capsule. It's one of those things. I think it's going to be the world game changer? I don't know. I don't really care. I had so many emotions I had to get out before I could even move on in comedy. Like, I kept screaming about it on Facebook every now and then and putting up posts and all that stuff. And I was like, you know something? I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Let me find a way to bottle it.
Don't friend request him on Facebook.
Oh, look,
Keith.
It can go either way.
Don't do it,
Keith. It really can go either way. Some days it's going to be, is he going to be?
Keith, don't do it.
Some days it's going to be a lot of fun. Some days it's going to be very emotional, but still fun. You know, like it's going to be moments in there. Though.
Do you have any skits in your album? Like maybe you see a butterfly and you run into a bush or something?
No, I open up with like a little small thing I do, but not really. I kind of went with the real interlude. I wanted to break the fourth wall of comedy albums, you know?
All right.
That's awesome and very ambitious. I like it.
And you'll also have Rhyme Zone Volume 1, Petition from the Streets.
Oh, yeah. While I was doing that, while I was being artistic for myself, I said I'm a hip-hop fan.
One for you, one for the people.
Yes.
Right?
I went around with a camera in all these horrible neighborhoods, which, seriously, in Philly, I just went to all the hoods, right? And I just recorded the hoodest, dopest rappers telling stories about how they feel about what was happening at their current time also.
Oh, nice. So you don't have to really do nothing. That's great.
I had to, for some people, Kate, I had to go to these areas.
Right, you have to get there.
Which is a thing. And I had to do it all on foot mostly because I honestly, but for me, that wasn't a thing. But it's some dudes on there I got one guy from older groups. I got people from the newer age, guys who are coming out. I got some people who are really budding in the industry at this moment out of Philly. And I also have guys who were doing good and kind of stepped away because they didn't like where the art was going. And they had nowhere to platform storytelling anymore. And Chanel knows I love storytelling, good music. I love it.
If anybody knows you, that's what they know.
Listen, if you know me, then you know.
Absolutely. This is very exciting, Chris. You're an okay guy. I'm looking at the feedback. I don't get it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What did the feedback say?
I'm just lying. I'm being goofy.
I told him all types of crazy things before
hate
you got here.
No, it's Chanel. She's I am and me. All this stuff.
Don't look at my screen.
What did you say? What did you say about it?
I'm joking. Can you imagine?
I'm joking.
I got some. I don't mind. I got some stuff.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised that most people speak very highly of Chris Cotton.
It surprises me.
Yeah. If anybody would be surprised, it'd be Chris Cotton. To hear that?
I think I'm so mean to people sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'm so honest.
Yeah.
You gonna have children?
Yeah, I'm thinking, I hit
more
that point.
Children, Dad?
Whoa, 4.
More children?
No, yes,
Dad?
at least one.
Do you have children?
No, I don't have none yet. But me and my wife, we finally at that point where I think we're ready to add. Like, we like each other. Good. We understand each other. I think we're ready to add.
Those are two important things in a marriage.
What did that take? Like 6 years of marriage? That didn't take that long.
11 years together?
11
Oh, yeah.
years.
Okay, cool.
And we're at this place where we like her.
Yeah. Like her thoughts are okay with me.
I mean, I would say if the Cosbys didn't teach us anything, it was 2 things they taught us. We're going to stick to one
right now. Thank you.
But one thing they did teach us is you got to be equipped to handle kids before you have kids. And not just physically. It's sometimes really mentally, y'all have to be on one page.
Got to be a team.
Yeah, and if you're not a team before they get there, you're already screwing yourself.
That's what Cosby taught us? You have to like your spouse?
He taught you that you have to know how to communicate with your spouse.
Didn't that show come out with them having kids already?
Well, but his back thing was always like, we had y'all, we brought you in this world, we could take you out. That was his big thing. He was like, we are the parents. Y'all made the family, but we made y'all. Like, y'all don't make us.
Remember when that violence was cute on that show?
Oh, it was.
I could take you out. And, I bet you can.
Super cute.
There's many things I can do. Believe me.
Drink this. What?
Right. Wasn't he a doctor? He's like, I got a whole cabinet over here of all types of potions and
after the
syringes.
After the 50th person wakes up mid-fucking, are you like, I gotta be honest, I don't know what I'm doing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can't get this dosage right.
Classic stuff. Let's talk tomorrow. Thanks.